I'm the son of Wilbur and Melva Miller. My mother's last name was Brown. Her maiden name was Brown. I'm the grandson of James and Martha Brown. My grandmother's maiden name was Williams. And my father's parents were Robert and Virginia Miller. Her last name was Harriel. And now I'm gonna tell you a little bit about myself. I'm 59 years old. I've been using it since I was 8 years old.
If you're ready, when you read it, if you like.
I got this. I apologize.
You good, you good.
I started using when I was 8 years old. Where I come from, a small town, Pennsylvania, 35 miles west of Pittsburgh, town that's 16,000 people. Everybody knew everybody. So on the weekends, we would go to different people's houses and have card parties. So at the card parties, the parents were these little glasses, drinking out the glasses and laughing and joking and getting loud, having a good time. So one day I happened to pick up a glass and I took a sip. So I took another sip and another sip and another sip. Then I started feeling kind of woozy and everything, so okay, cool. I chilled out for a minute, but it went on and on and on. My mother and my father, they married. My mother was 16 when she got married. So I was the oldest out of 5 kids between her and my father. And by the time she was 22, she had 5 kids. And by me being the oldest, I had a lot of responsibility. And in a way, it was a good thing. Because when I got older, I learned from it. But then, back then, I was pissed. Because I was babysitting. She taught me how to cook and clean and all that. You know what I mean? Because she told me that she's not always going to be there. And she said, that way you don't have to depend on nobody to do nothing for you because you can do it yourself. So the drinking kept going on. And they would go out. Babysitter came over. So that's when the babysitter taught me about the birds and bees. You know, my mother and my father, we never really had conversations, you know, because I never knew why, but now that I'm older, I learned to process a bunch of things, but that's a different story. So, going to school, I was a good student going to school. But when I came home, I was like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. When I got home, I was hard-headed, devious, evil. And I'm like 10 years old. So things progressed. When I got to junior high, that's when peer pressure came in. So that's when the drinking led to smoking weed, going to the medicine cabinet, taking pills. And the reason why I go to medicine cabinet because I like to read. So one day I seen a book with pills and I just went from there. And that's how I learned about different pills. And then my mother and my father got divorced. And that's when it hit the fan. I just didn't care about nothing. You know what I mean? I didn't want to go to school. When I did go to school, it was only to do tests. And as long as I got a C on the test, I didn't care because, you know, as long as you pass with a C, they change to the next grade. So by the time I'm starting high school, now I'm drinking, smoking weed, taking pills, slurring acid, THC, LSD, everything else. And my behavior went haywire. I didn't care about nobody. I didn't care who you were, mother, father, my siblings, nobody. And my addiction got really, really, really worse. Because at the time, crack wasn't in Pennsylvania. So we were just always putting powder in our little joints and smoking the joints. And then, man, I came to Oakland, 1986, and 2 hours later, I was just landed. I was smoking crack. I'm like, woo. And that was my downfall. When I ran into crack, it was like a whole new monster. And by me coming from a small town, I could really manipulate people a lot. And when I came to California, I found out that I came from a 16,000 people town to a 400,000 people town. I was in heaven, you know what I mean? Because I can, man. Because when I found out there's East Oakland and West Oakland and North Oakland, and it's like a bounce all around the city and do what I want to do. And that's what I did. So as time went on, my addiction got really, really, really worse. You know, it got so worse that never say never. Put it like that. You know what I mean? Once I said that, and I said I would never do this. I would never do that. I would never do this. I ended up doing whatever it took. You know, to get what I wanted. And I went to a few programs every now and then, you know, but they was like, first program I went to, I just did. So I tried another program. But now I'm in a Walden house and I'm in a better place, you know what I mean?